My name is Ryan, and I want to start this episode out by saying thank you for being here. This channel, and in particular the community that I get to experience and be a part of through the channel, is one of the best things that's ever happened to me. I definitely don't relish the fact that the recent 3-week hiatus has managed to put that in a form of jeopardy as a result of the YouTube algorithm deprioritization of less than consistent content. But take care of your brains, folks. Take care of your brains and they'll take care of you. So we've got a daily challenge for the December 16th, 2019. It's the character The Silent. The modifier is an heirloom. You start with 1 rare relic, flight. You may ignore paths when choosing the next room to travel to, and deadly events. Question mark rooms can now contain elites, but are also more likely to contain treasure rooms. Burst is up there on top as 3rd. All right, let's see what we can do. I will warn, I'm almost certainly going to be rusty. Ooh. Okay, starting with a dead branch. We start with the dead branch as the silent, and obviously as... Obviously, is the fact that this is daily, we're going to want to add as many cards as we possibly can to our deck so that we can get collector's bonuses and all of the deck size bonuses like encyclopedian and such. So we're going to be adding a bunch of cards to our deck, so we're not going to be cycling our deck is effectively what I'm saying. So like trashing our hand as a result of having garbage cards generated from dead branch isn't really going to be a thing as we start getting towards the middle of the 2nd floor, I'm going to guess. So I'm going to try and trigger this as much as possible, effectively, and then translate that card value back into energy value if I can, using things like concentrate. So effectively, the first thing I'm looking for is shivs with the dead branch build. We've also got the flight and deadly events. Yeah, okay, so flight means it really doesn't matter where I start. Okay. Annoying. I definitely have to survive a defense. It's just they both get left at really, really bad breakpoints, and I know that I don't have much more damage in my deck. Alright, never mind. As long as one of them attacks for a 5. That's all good. Whew. Good to see you all. Sincerely. Endless agony already? For me? It's a gift. It's an absolute gift. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. And a burst bouncing flask. Now that is exactly proof perfect of the kind of reason I would want to put as much exhaust in my deck as possible. Occasionally you just generate exactly what you need. Infinite Blades, that's an extra card a turn. Alright, so question mark spaces are more likely to be elites. Now, having the dead branch means that one of the elites that's most deadly for us is the silent, that being the sentinels, is no longer that deadly for us. As long as we get to our 2nd cycle, the dazed are going to give us so many options in hand that we should be able to defend. The concern for me is going up against a gremlin knob, because... Sure, we can play the Infinite Blades. Sure, we can play the Endless Agonies. But if the Gremlin Knob on turn 2 makes me vulnerable and then hits me on turn 3, all I can do past that point is go, okay, how can I get to the next bonfire, right? So I'm considering trying to get more powerful before I go to a question mark space, but the question mark spaces aren't guaranteed to be elites. And they're definitely not guaranteed to just be, you know, Gremlin. Okay, let's Transformer Strike. We've added aggression to the deck so far. That also exhausts, and it upgrades to be a 0 cost. Ooh, good cloak and dagger right there as well. Just everything being provided by these. All right, Endless Agonies, what am I going to do this turn? I'll play those 2, it turns out. Perfect. Thank you for the 2 such useful things. Alright, John Worm's on its way out. That'll do it. Thank you, 1,000 cuts. And Cloak and Dagger. So Deflect becomes better because it has no energy cost. So the cards that I generate are obviously likely to have an energy cost. So my expected energy expenditure per hand has risen just by virtue of having the Dead Branch and leaning into it. So things like Deflect are really, really helpful in those kinds of deck. Tamp down the cost of your hand while still getting a large amount of effect out of the Dead Branch. That said, we'll start with Cloak and Dagger. So I am going to want to stack this deck as much as possible with cards, which means that I can start diluting the effect of these different curses I'm going to be picking up. Sure, we'll take that. This is different now, isn't it? Yeah, Tiny Chest. Every fourth question mark room is a treasure room. It's not different now, but it's different to how it was last time. Or not so recent. Not so recently ago. If you can pass that sentence, congratulations, because I barely could, and I said it. All right, let's Nightmare. Oof. Cloak and Dagger, I guess. It's the correct choice, unfortunately. And then, yeah, I'm gonna try and perfect. Yeah, the Cloak and Dagger is the correct choice, just because we need the defense, and playing two things at the same time is really good. Do it again. Storm of Steel is going to be great when I manage to draw it. Thank you for turning up in the same hand as the as the Survivor there. Regret? I'm sure you have no ill feelings in hindsight about such an event. God, if there was a better name for that. So useful. Unfortunately here, we're not going to be able to pick up full defense, but that's okay. We get incredibly, incredibly good tools for the next turn. Escape plan. Thinking accuracy, dagger spray, a shift to the front line, and then an all-out attack. Sounds good to me. Leaving a Dazed in the hand there guarantees me a card for the next turn. Okay, I was going to set them both up for lethal, but thankfully I took an extra second to click that and found that I had the backstab, rather. Cards containing strike deal 3 additional damage. Backstab, of course, is going to be a card that I will desperately look for. Flechette is interesting. A lot of my hands have way too many cards in them, eventually. Surely. Especially ones with Endless Agony and Distraction. I don't know if I can justify a Flechette, though. Acrobatics is good because you can do the draw while being able to discard your curse, so Acrobatics is just generally good. I'm hoping for an energy relic from the boss. That's probably, like, the most important. Noxious Fumes isn't going to be enough damage fast enough for us to care about playing it. Definitely that and Infinite Blades. Infinite Blades so that I make sure that I have an extra one every turn. Card, that is. Adrenaline's useful, but am I going to kill? Yeah, I'm going to kill in 2 turns. Definitely. Okay. Pop the Survivor on the Regret here. Cloak and Dagger. So if I want to try and perfect here, I'm going to have to pop another defense. I'm going to Distraction, see what that gives us. Yeah, definitely don't use Calculated Gamble here. Possibility of drawing back into that Regret. Possibility of losing, you know, like by drawing all of my attacks and then having no attacks for the next turn. Eey, nice. 9, 13, 13, 15. Yeah, that was not enough. Here I thought I was going to be killing. Well, thank you very much to the additional damage there that turned up, trying to help me on my path there. Just slightly short. This is exactly what I was talking about. Thankfully, I wasn't made vulnerable, so... Never mind, it's not exactly what I was talking about. It's similar to what I was talking about before. Slice, Predator, Dagger Throw. I'm looking at that Slice quite intently. Also the Dagger Throw for the ability to discard the same curses. Dagger Throw is effectively like a mulligan attached to a strike right now because of the strike dummy. Take the slice. I think I end up oftentimes with way too many cards and not enough energy to use them. Cool. Now, these don't retain, so I think I actually open up this turn. I definitely open up on the enemy this turn. Choke before that, then? So choke is going to be... yeah. As soon as I'm playing 4 cards after choke, it's 24. That's pretty good. 24 at the absolute least, and it keeps going up because of all of these. Oof. Look at that. Look at him go. Ideally, I would have wanted to generate more cards before I started doing all of this, but... oh well. I'll play those 2 out just so that the regret is less painful. Yeah, I'm definitely not doing a lot of perfects here on the first floor. I suspect I've already, by this point, missed my ability to get to the front page. That's okay. I'm not going to judge myself too harshly for it. I, after all, am a little rusty right now. Oh, goodbye, luck boom. Blue candle. Unplayable curse cards can never be played. You play 1 curse and you lose an HP and exhaust it. Perfect. So that's the curses now just feed into my dead branch. Excellent. At this point, I will take literally every curse. Dagger spray and all-out attack. I definitely want some AoE damage. I'm worried that my defense is not... I don't have any defense. My defense does not exist. Alright, I'll take the all-out attack. Pantograph at the start of boss combat, sealed with 25 HP. Quite useful. See, the thing is, I really want Infinite Blade to my opening hand, and I really want Cloak and Dagger upgraded. Specifically for bosses, especially as my deck gets larger, Infinite Blades needs to be on the opening hand. I can't really function without it like that. Okay, second for reflex. Yikes. Alright, I'll just defend Infinite Blades. It feels like all of the useful and interesting cards in my hand just went to waste there. So I've got the kill on the front liner real easily. That's not going to help. Piercing Whale also isn't going to help here, unfortunately. Alright, I'll pop the defense before I use the all-out attack, just to make sure that I don't accidentally discard it. Yeah, we're definitely not going to the high score leaderboard. Look, let's be real. It wasn't going to happen on the episode back. Gotta shake off a little bit of the rust. Which I'm sure will happen. And Nib, every 10th attack you play deals double damage. And Sneaky Strike prepared and Catalyst. I always have card advantage, so prepared isn't that bad. Usually the argument against prepared is that it's a card that you had to draw. It only draws you a card and it discards 1 card, so it's 2 cards down from 1 card up. It's card negative. But thankfully that's not relevant here. Not too much at least. Catalyst is going to be heavily reliant on what we actually generate, because obviously we're not going to take that many poison things. Not that many of them exhaust. Crippling Cloud comes to mind. Sneaky Strike. I do have 2 discards already in my deck, and I'm likely to generate more. I honestly think maybe Sneaky Strike. Ooh. Yeah, I'll take the curse. Just another card in my deck. Infinite Blades. Thank you very much. Nice. Ah, I should have used 1 attack there. Yeah, I should have used one attack on the previous turn just for incrementing the pen nib. Okay. That's that's a hand. You gotta hand it to me, and the game did. I don't think I've decided anything yet. So I already know the rest of my deck. I can get the 2 distractions out easily. Alright. Well, acrobatics, discard that. Pop the sneaky strike. Oh, that actually does get the extra damage from strike dummy. Hell yeah. Then I will... I kind of want a distraction. Distraction is the thing. But the problem is, like, the skills are going to cost 0, and skills aren't always damaging for this character. They're more likely than for other characters to be damaging as a result of the poison theme. But, you know, it should just be strike, dagger spray, and then leave myself set up for a pen nib. Thankfully, the enemy's weakened this turn as a result of the leg sweep and the neutralize. Look, 18 has to go out. It just has to. Oh, that's not the defense I was looking for. I'm going to play the dodge and roll because I honestly think I will get a full 8 block out of it. Just... Oh, never mind. I had so many defensive options that turn. Need not have. Alright, Log Bullet. Centennial Puzzle, as well as a Flex Potion. Outmaneuver, Expertise, and Crippling Cloud. The only one of these that's possible is Crippling Cloud. And largely that's as a result of the weakness, rather than the poison. It's fine, though. Yeah, it's probably time to go to a shop. I have a lot of money banked. Oh, hell yes! Lee's Waffle. Upon pickup, raise your max HP by 7 and heal all of your HP. Sounds good to me. I'll also take the Preserved Insects. Preserved Insect singular. Enemies in elite fights have 25% less HP. Terror here appeals. Too much to ignore. I'm not going to be removing any curses from the deck because I still do want to try and find myself with a total of 5 of them. Okay. Next most important upgrade. So when the distractions cost energy, they're almost impossible for me to play. Like I only use them as an out, as a last resort. So I need them upgraded. I say them. I think I only have 1. All right. Start with the injury and regrets. Terra finds after image quite useful. Yeah. So I'm very, very hopeful that I get a weakening source in the next turn. That's not currently a weakening source. Well, look, with the Pantograph and the full heal before I come into this boss fight, yeah, sure, I knew it was Hexaghost. I was near gonna perfect this one unless I had a, I don't even know what would have got me through that one. Effectively, the way to perfect this is to take damage and then not heal before the boss fight if you can do it. Alright. My score considerations now are just limited to curses, and even then, it's only the interaction between the dead candle, the dead branch and the blue candle. I'm gonna stop prioritizing... In fact, stop prioritizing at all the score. Just focus on trying to do a cool run. Right, first thing I'm gonna do is backflip. Then I'm gonna prepared. Oh, and grand finale as well. Seems like fun. And it was. I was right. All right, Hexy. Okay, but only because as soon as I play one more card, I'm defended. Neat. See, the rest of this fight was so good. That second turn hit, though. Oh. Grand finale. Corpse Explosion tools the trade. Tools the trade gives me the ability to just, you know, add as many cards to my deck that have discard as a bonus, especially... Oh, no, wait, I can't make that innate. Never mind. At the very least, it gets me past curses if I don't want to burn them. See, I was about to say, like, or rather I said in that fight, that I'm no longer making any considerations for score, but I'm still wanting to avoid these so that I get the pauper bonus. Take Corpse Explosion just so I have the AoE. Let's be real. Calling Bell, popping up, obtain a unique curse and 3 relics. The curse cannot be removed from your deck. I kind of, like, give me the Duvu doll now, game. Like, you prepared me for it in every way. During boss and elite combats, gain energy at the start of your turn. Look, I have to. I said energy gain was important at the start. I called my shot on that, and I called it that way because I was certain. I've played this one before. Not my first rodeo. Thank you, Centennial Puzzle, as well. The Centennial Puzzle Blue Candle interaction is so, so good. Leave it a heal hook. Alright, I'll all-out attack, despite the fact that it could have dropped the Crippling Cloud there. Just because it having the double damage was pretty impactful. Ooh, there's a concentrate. We've been talking about one of those. See, the thing is, I know, like, almost the whole rest of my deck is garbage. So I'm trying to figure out what, if anything, I put on the bottom of my deck. And whether I draw. I don't think I do either. That'll do it. Make sure not to let it to Corpse Poison instead, because I'm trying to increment the pen nib. Oh, all pre-upgraded. Handy. I honestly kind of want Dash because I have no defense actually naturally in the deck right now. I also don't have particularly large hits, and it'd be nice to have a large hit to pair with my pen nib. I'm gonna take a Dash. Ooh. Corpse Explosion gets a lot of effect out of that. Because Corpse Explosion isn't a poison build. Corpse Explosion is a, I would like some enemies dead build. That's like a lot of builds, as it turns out. And there's a backstab, that's obvious. It's just what else? Because it might be Molten Egg backstab. Maybe it's Gideon backstab. I mean, I have flight. I could just go strength. Excuse me. Strength, strength, strength. Actually, that seems real good. Extremely. And we found a more bank. When you climb a floor, gain 12 gold. No longer works when you spend any gold at a shop. Thankfully, that happened immediately after I spent a bunch of money. Also, tiny chest. Right, that's why I want to go to all these question marks as well. Forgot about the tiny chest. Is Crippling Cloud necessary this turn? Is it actually, though? Yes. Yeah, it is. But only due to the fact that it kills the Gremlin Wizard in the next turn. And also weakens the Gremlin Leader, so leaving one on the board doesn't concern me, because the Gremlin Leader is not guaranteed to attack. So if I put this Corpse Explosion on the Gremlin Wizard, it will blow up and deal 23 damage to the Gremlin Leader. But ultimately, I think I just need to be closer to the kill. Good pick up that. All right. This is a pretty big case of I'm almost certain I don't need to count this one. Got him. Bottle Flame, pumping up, choose an attack. Start each combat without your opening hand. Costs 1 additional energy for each time you lose HP this combat. Deals 16 damage. That's just 16 damage in my opening hand as far as I'm concerned, because I want to Bottled Flame that. I'm never drawing a second deck. Where do you think I'm going to get a second deck from? Not happening. I'm just gonna bench a couple here. Stack some gains, then get back into games. Ooh, Art of War. If you don't believe in attacks during your turn, gain additional energy next turn. Almost certainly never going to trigger it, but I'm nice. Happy to have it. Yeah, just immediately destroy the backliner. Love it. It's definitely immediately destroy the backliner is the play here. Oof, that's 2 Crippling Clouds now. Alright, I guess I only take 5 this turn? 4 this turn? 3 this turn? Honestly, that's really, really good for this fight. At least as far as I'm concerned. Bottled Lightning upon pick up, choose a skill, start each combat or opening hands. It's pre-upgraded escape plan I could put in there. I can also get my Corpse Explosion in my opening hand, just so, like, any AoE fight I already have a solution to. Because a lot of the AoE fights you get, especially with larger decks, you get really, really late in the fight and go, gosh, really wish I could draw my Corpse Explosion. That said, Corpse Explosion is 2 extra energy, right? So 2 energy on a hallway fight, like Shapes or something like that. Can you afford 2 energy on the first turn? Most of your energy? Not necessarily. I'll take an Escape Clan because there's no downside to that. It's just now, I will take the Corpse Explosion. I don't think I would have done that had I not already upgraded it. I'm going to take this speculatively, the Clockwork Souvenir here. I wonder if I can find the thing that gives me 3 strength on turn 1. Unigenic strength. Try and go to more question marks. Ah, see? This is exactly the kind of thing that I want this for. Corpse Explosion has to go on the largest target. There's no order in which to play these attacks, is there? Oh, there is, actually. One, 2, and then that on you as well. And then I'll hit you with this one. Wanted to just get the extra pen nib. Sure. Pre-upgraded finisher. I mean, it's hard to turn down. There's a lot of upgraded cards here for us. Very pleased with it. Fire potion, poison potion, swift potion. I've not used any of my potions so far. I suspect flex potion's pretty good for us. I don't want to take any of those. Corpse Explosion plus Shiv kills the Mad Gremlin, deals a bunch of damage to everyone. Yeah, just do that. It's damage waiting. It'll be there. Just give it a moment. I was really hoping that was going to get neutralized and the heal hook would be valuable there. God damn it, you really had to be attacking this turn? Alright. Perfect. Left myself with the pen nib for the next fight. Having 9 on the pen nib at the end of the fight is so important right now because it allows me to start with the 32 because of the Bottled Flames Masterful Stab upgraded. Poison Egg as well as a Snack Oil. Snack Oil you can't really turn down. Bane, Distraction. Alright. I'll lean on. See how it goes. Terra. Look. 4 extra damage on the backstab in the opening hand. Front loading your damage is really important. Definitely start with Terra. Good ordering there. I made sure that the Masterful Stab was going to cost extra. Why did I do that to me? I think it might just be Infinite Blades. Towards the trade. Yeah. Corpse Explosion's nice, but it's not going to be the way that I deal with the chomps. Obviously, because if Corpse Explosion triggers, then the chumps also die regardless. Because the boss has died. I strongly suspect this is a go for the back line kind of situation. I dealt 100 damage in the first turn. I can't rely on consistently doing that. The Pendant makes it more likely, though. What have we still got left in the deck? I've got a Finisher in there as well as a Slice and a Neutralize. That's actually not that great. I hate when I get an X cost from that. Absolutely useless. Predator is helpful. It'll be most helpful in the next shuffle, though. With the Adrenaline. Maybe with a leg sweep. Good pickups there. I'll also go for a dash. That is 14, 14, 13, 27. So I literally cannot block all of the incoming damage. So I may as well all-out attack because I'm not going to perfect here. Drop the regret so I don't have to burn it myself. Can I even get 3 attacks here? Yep. And you know what? I'll go for the Flex Potion as well. Yeah, I did forget that the Flex Potion is a result of my Clockwork Souvenir was going to be incredible. Smoke Bomb. Escape a non-boss combat. Receive no rewards. That's really good when you get up towards Ascensions 18, 19, 20, and there's a specific path you want to prioritize, but there's an elite in the way. But otherwise, I can't afford to do that. After image, play a lot of attacks, sure. Definitely can't take the Velvet Choker. It's extra energy, but it completely destroys my deck. I'll pick up Transform 3 cards and upgrade them. I could get 3 strikes out of this deck. Quite happily. Or I could get all of the strikes and all of the defense out of this deck. Let's go nutty with it. Okay. Grand finale, but there is a backstab. There's an escape plan and a calculated gamble. Yeah, we are extremely aggressive. Literally any fight where we need to defend right now, we just lose. We've tended the deck so far in that direction. That's just the reality. Should be an after image first. It's my bad. It's gonna make such a difference in this fight as well. Ooh, 4 gold. A couple of them pre-upgraded. I do like Outmaneuver just because I didn't get the extra energy and it's pre-upgraded. Mango! Oh yeah. I'll take the max HP. TY and VM. After image again feels pretty important. If I dagger throw, I can sneaky strike. Okay, and then I'll sneaky strike you. Corpse explode. Backstab, backstab. Masterful. Yikes. I want choke to be my second attack? What? 27. Hang on. This will do 22 damage. So 27, 22 is lethal. Fine. That'll do. Question card. Future card awards have one additional card to choose from, as well as an Envenom. We do play a lot of attacks, sure. Yeah, whatever. Let's just make a nutty deck. That's where we're going with this one now. What's that? Oh, it's just a new look for Liquid Bronze. Ooh, I love that. Another backstab. Definitely something we're interested in. Leg sweep. Look, leg sweep is just really good. I don't want to put defensive cards in this deck, but leg sweep is leg sweep, and leg sweep is good. And I'll even take a Cloak and Dagger. I just need to continue trying to dilute out the curses that I don't yet have. I found them. Normality is hard, though. Normality's rough. I don't do a lot of drawing in this deck. I do a lot of card generation. That's how I get my card value. So I'm not going to draw into the normality halfway through a turn and block myself off often. Upgrade all cards you can no longer heal. That is really, really threatening, but God, it makes it so powerful. I'm too tempted. I need to do that and then try and kill everything. I'm sorry. Just too tempted. See what we start getting. Thanks, game. You clearly have my back. Lost knife. Excellent. Start with the acrobatics. Drop the regrets. Sneaky strike. Flash. Cloak and dagger will give us these two. One on the glass knife, and then finisher. I was trying to make sure that I had it exactly right for the finisher. The amount of times I've overshot that is more than one, and that's already way too much. Got a second power potion here. That's going to be really good for starting the boss fights. Especially if I get poison effectors. Okay. Our opening hand is very determined by this point. Innate, bottled. Innate, bottled. And then I draw 2 extra cards at the very end as a result of the Ring of the Snake. Literally the maximum size opening hand I can have, but unless the final 2 are defensive, I'm just not defending on turn 1. The Relic, the Anchor, would actually be incredible for us. Okay, when I say not defending, sure, After Image as well as what I generate from the backstabs can be considered, but they are minor. Adrenaline draws 2 cards, but it also generates a card, so we have to concern ourselves with that. Make sure that we actually empty some more cards out of our hand before we do it. Yeah. Got him. All these smooth stones started combo with 1 dex. Love it. I'll take a prepared, especially because it's pre-upgraded. Gambler's Brew is real powerful. Goodbye, Gambler's Brew. Did I just call it Gambler's Brew? I think I did. Oops. My bad. Didn't know what it's in. Yeah, start with the backstab. Interesting. That didn't work how I wanted. I was trying to get a card out of my hand. I forgot it exhausted. Like, if I'd thought about it, I would have known, obviously. It's just I wasn't thinking about it. For the backstab. Backstab. Can I generate, like, a finisher here, please? Be real keen on... Okay. Sure. Thanks, game! We're just gonna play all of these. Bullet time is such a great pickup there. And I was almost worried about taking Mark of the Bloom. to think that's what I thought. Darkstone Periaps, whenever you obtain a curse, increase your max HP by 6. Could have used that earlier. I'll take the Dagger Spray because of my strength. Dagger Spray hits twice, and I have strength, so useful. Akabeko, your first attack each combat deals 8 additional damage. I wish I had, like, Dagger Spray in my opening hand now. Ancient Tea Set, whenever you enter a rest site, start the next combat with 2 extra energy, and then another question mark for another elite. I think I need to go mainline target on this one. Like, I can throw errant backstabs off if they're needed, but yeah, and they will be needed. It's fine. Honestly, barely needed, though. Bye. Oh, some good fights here. Gotta say. Tungsten Rod, whenever you would lose HP, lose 1 less. That means the Blue Candle and Centennial Puzzle is now broken. That's not gonna draw me the cards, but still nice. They dance. That. Yikes. Prepared to drop the Survivor. Not super happy that the backside was the first card that I got to play there, but oh well. Happens. Let's use some small shivs, seeing if we pick up anything potent there, and we don't. Alright, after image, infinite blades, and then 2 backstabs. This should make us a lot more defensible on this turn. Yeah. Despite the fact that our deck doesn't usually have defense. Kind of managed to make sure that we ended up with some. Either through the shivs or, thankfully, through the dash instead, because it allows me to maintain my pen nib for this turn. Yeah, Shuriken's about right. Take another Dagger Spray. It's probably collector's bonus by this point. I'm almost certain I don't need to do anything about this, other than, like, yeah. Turns out to be correct. Choose a card from a discard pile and return it to your hand. It costs 0 this turn. It's a lot of power, but Blade Lance. It's a lot of power, but I don't want it any more than the things that I currently have available to me. Finally, we actually have an opening hand with Finisher. I've been looking for one of these. Here's the backstab. Okay, and then I'll outmaneuver and Blade Dance so that I get the 3 of them. Let's get prepared, drop that. Throw out a dagger, drop that. Distraction. Fine. We'll end up slightly short of lethal, but that's okay. I'm playing Infinite Blades for the next turn. Never mind. I forgot about the fact that the enemy is slow. Smiling Mask, the merchant's card removal service now only costs 50 gold. I was reading that from my memory, and then as soon as I realized I was reading it from my memory, I was like, uh-oh. What does it say? That's what happens when month or not game. But now, game. Okay. First thing that I need to do is get one of the artifacts off of Donu and then pop the Corpse Explosion on, because Corpse Explosion has 2 debuffs on it. Apply 9 poison, that's 1 debuff. When the enemy dies, deal damage equal to its max HP to all enemies. That's the second debuff. Obviously, the second debuff's pretty important to me here because it just deals 250 to the Decker for us. Should have played the after image first, though. Okay. 3, and then Master Stab. Distraction. Okay, Concentrate's really, really good here. Probably going to end up using Piercing Wail first. It's the debuff I wanted. And then we get Chaos Explosion. The damage from that effect wouldn't actually be that significant. Footwork isn't that good for us either, right? It's usually incredible, but I don't have that many block cards in my deck at this point. Also don't really intend to have that many block cards in my deck at any point. I'm gonna Lay Dance, throw out the extra attacks. Even Dagger Throw that. Concentrate to discard those. Sneaky Strike, and then 2 Infinite Blades. Just want to make sure that next turn I have a lot of options, and the Infinite Blades are the best way to guarantee that to myself. Three, 4. Leave myself with a pen nib so that I can go on and slay the heart. Woo! 1389. Yikes! And that score. We got 1 perfect, who was the final boss. We got an overkill. We got a combo. I like shiny, obviously. Speedster, boss is slain. Okay, so we missed out on 150 that we could have gotten from getting the 2 more perfects and having the beyond perfect bonus as a result. Yeah, we probably could have gotten a couple of the elites without taking damage on the first floor. There was 3 of them, maybe, so that's another 75, 225. Librarian, in fact, we are 6 cards short of another 25 from Encyclopedian, so that's 250. And then I don't have curses, but I kept going to the question mark spaces where typically that's where you find curses. I didn't manage to find enough. So I don't know where the curses bonus really came from there. Like, I'm 600 from the leaderboard right now. Good gosh. Yeah, doing it correctly, I could have landed around here. I feel, but instead I'm all the way down here at 144 languishing. We'll work our way back up, but until then, my name's Ryan. Sincerely, thank you. These words are heavily loaded in the English language, but I mean them truly. I love you. Hopefully you've been enjoying, and hopefully we'll see you next time.